Hello, everybody. We are back at the end of another three-game week. And the end of a three-game week means the beginning of another round in the Championship. It's round 33, and the Friday night football gives us a great matchup tonight. It is fifth placed West Bromwich Albion versus, not second anymore, third place Southampton. But they could go back into second with a positive result tonight. Make yourself known in the chat. Say hello, get comfortable, and enjoy the watch along. It is West Brom versus Southampton. Welcome along, everybody. The weekend begins here. Round 33 in the Championship begins here with West Brom versus Southampton. Hello to all you guys in the comments populating the chat. We'll get into all of that in just a minute. But first of all, let's get into the fixtures for this round in the Championship. So tonight, we're about to get into it in about 14 minutes. West Brom v Southampton. Really excited for this one. Then we will also be covering at tomorrow lunchtime Plymouth versus Leeds. So we'll see potentially the team in third place maybe go second and put the next team in third place and they could maybe go second. We'll see. Will either Southampton or Leeds blink? So it's Plymouth Leeds at 12:30. Is Birmingham versus Sunderland. We're into the 3 p.m. kickoffs on Saturday now. Bristol City versus QPR. It's Huddersfield versus Hull. It is leaders Leicester City versus Middlesbrough. Down at the bottom, what a big game that is. Millwall versus Sheffield Wednesday. Informed Norwich versus Cardiff City. It's a local derby in the northwest. Preston versus Blackburn. Bottom of the table, Rotherham take on Watford. Stoke, big win for them in midweek over QPR. They face Coventry, looking to get back into that top six. Or are they back in there already? They might already be in there. Excuse me, I might have got that wrong. Swansea versus Ipswich rounds out the day. There are no fixtures on Sunday. We're going to get it all done over the course of 2 days this round. Let's say some hellos real quickly in the chat. Welcome Nick Nat, welcome Ewan, welcome John, welcome JC, Led Zepp, Lee, Charlie, Jay, Dave, Paul, Jensen, Josh, Poker God, Dylan. What a game this should be. I'm really looking forward to it. This should be a really interesting matchup between these two managers as well. The styles should match up really well for a good, a good kind of, it's not completely binary, but one team plays one way, one team plays the other, and it should make for a really good watch. Speaking of those two teams, we better get into this right now, and we're going to move across over to FootMob and have a look at the team news. Just really quickly before we do that, you'll see up in the top corner, we are in association with Match Bingo tonight. Now, I'm not going to play along tonight. What I'm going to encourage you to do, because we've got a promotion on Match Bingo tomorrow. If you go into the games, you will see, if I can sort my lighting out and not go back over to FootMob on the app there, you'll see Brentford versus Liverpool is absolutely free. So if I just click on there, sorry, it's so hard with the lighting like that, and then click confirm purchase, Brentford, Liverpool, there we go. There is my card, all sorted, absolutely free to play tomorrow lunchtime. There you go. You can see it if I do that. There's my Brentford, Liverpool card. So just go and download the app and you can play for free tomorrow. You can also play the Bingals game at 3 p.m. for free. Remember to please play responsibly. That's always the deal with this type of thing. And you can get a direct route to the app there over at Match Bingo Just follow that QR code there and they will know that we sent you. Thanks as ever to Match Bingo for helping out our channel here. Right, sorry, team news. In we go. Now, I've covered both of these teams on the watch-alongs in the past week. We saw West Brom draw 2-2 at Ipswich, and we saw Southampton go under 3-1, at Bristol City. So I know very well what I'm about to see. And we're in that time of the season now. The second transfer window is gone. The cream is rising in the table. All the teams are settled. We know pretty much what everyone's best side is now. If we don't, we're a bit worried with it's round 33. It's only 13 games to go, isn't there, after today? So West Brom, Palmer in goal. He was very decent when I watched them against Ipswich. Furlong of the long throw, and Townsend are the fullbacks. Kipre, no Bartley. He was injured at the weekend. So it's Kipre and Peters, often a fullback, Peters, but looks like he's going to be in at centre-back tonight. Bit of quality in this West Brom team. Yokuslu and Mowat is a very stable double pivot there. And I think they've got quite a good understanding now, those two in there. Now, first time I've seen him start is Michael Johnston, who came in from Celtic, I think, during the window down the left. We're not seeing Jed Wallace start for the first time, probably the 101st time, given what a championship still what he's been. John Swift in at number 10. That was Andy Vyman last time I watched West Brom. So Swift in from the start. Did score at Portman Road, didn't he, from outside the box? And a player I'm a big fan of is Brandon Thomas Asante, West Brom's top scorer with a tick along the bottom. I think it's 9, looking to get himself into double figures. Let me know your thoughts on the Baggies 11. And for Southampton, I'll try and remember exactly how many changes they've made because I did watch them the other night. Bazunu is the keeper. Harwood, Bellis and Bednarek are the centre halves. Walker Peters and Stevens, it looks like, in at left back. That was Ryan Manning in midweek, I believe, when we watched Saints. Shea Charles in from the start. Injury doubt over him. So that's good news for the Saints fans. Very expensive young signing from... Where did he come from? Was it Man City at the start of the season? Stuart Armstrong came into the game at half-time, I believe, in midweek. He starts today, and Will Smallbone is in there as well. And I think that is the 2 subs that came in as well, the wingers. I'm pretty sure it was, I'm trying to think now, it would have been, David Brooks. Trying to think who the other winger for Southampton would have been the other night. Someone will tell me in the chat. But Ryan Fraser is going to come in on the left and Sekou Mara down the right-hand side with the danger man there. 16 EFL Championship goals for Adam Armstrong already this season. Let's have a quick look at the benches for West Brom. Reach, Marshall, Diangana, Fellows, Vyman, Chalobah, Pippa, Ajayi and Griffiths. For Southampton, Brooks, Sulemana, Amayo, Edozie. It was him who started the other night. There you go. Dibbling, Aribo, Rothwell, Manning and Lumley. So maybe a bit more switching around the players for Southampton, whereas West Brom are basically, I think, having to tweak for maybe some fitness issues, some injury issues. Right, we are looking good time-wise. Shall we get into your predictions? I think it's probably a good time. Well, there's loads of comments in here. We will get into the predictions because I read all the comments. I'll be way behind. Brilliant. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. I have plenty of time during the game, so apologies if you wanted to get your comment read out pre-game. We're not quite there yet. We're not quite there on kickoff. So if you want to play Match Bingo tonight, you do still have time. But I want to hear your predictions, guys. So we'll put the stinger up. When it goes up, you've got 16 seconds to get your predictions in. Help me out. Write the team names in. Else it's just a load of numbers and not really interesting for me or the viewers to look at. So try and write the teams in. But we'll try and read as many of your predictions out as possible. How do you see this one going? It's West Brom v Southampton. Give me the final score in the chat. Get your predictions in. You've got 16 seconds starting now. Right, let's try and read as many of these predictions as we can. I think the first one there is Andrew, 2-1 Saints. Jay with the Desmond. By the way, there's a big subplot tonight. I think we're seeing the new prospective owner, Mr. Patel, I think his name is, in the stand there. That looks like it's going to get done as well. So great news. We hope for the West Brom fans, not been great under their current ownership. West Brom 3-1. He's gone for Christoph. 4-1 Baggies. Led Zepp 2-1 Baggies. St. Hudson 2-2. Jeff 2-0 Baggies. Lee 3-1 Saints. Marlon, he's played his 1-1. It's allowed, Marlon. Matty 2-1 Baggies. Bap's gone for a low scoring draw either way round. Dylan 4-2 West Brom. I love that. Dave 3-3. Give me 6 goals all day long. I'll take it. Richard 2-1 Saints. Josh 2-1 Saints as well. That's a popular scoreline. Jensen 5-2 Saints. I'll take 7 goals. By the way, you're going to be hearing from Rich from Blue Monday. He's going to join us at halftime to give his view. Maybe we'll be able to talk a little bit about Ipswich, which I love to do as well. He's going 2-1 Baggies. Shay 3-1 Saints. MJ 2-0 Baggies. Palace fan playing a 1-1. Jack, Saints to bounce back. Could well happen, couldn't it? 2-1. Loads of 2-1 Southampton here. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Glenn playing a 1-1. Desmond for JC. Matthew's playing a 1-1. John, Baggies 3-0. Paul, Saints 2-1, which is by far the most popular score in there. Ewan 1-0 Saints. Mind blown. Desmond. MY 1-0 Baggies. Where's Whale? There he is, Jay. He's always there. We'll find him somewhere. Charlie 3-1 Saints. Nick Nack 3-2 Baggies. I think we've read all of these out now, haven't we? Poker God 2-1 Baggies. M Hawkey 3-1 Baggies. Paul, I think we read that one. Liam, I don't think I've read his there. 2-1 to the Baggies. As a Leeds fan, I am praying. Right, the players are in the tunnel, which gives me a lovely opportunity to tell you guys about a new sponsor, because I got this in the post. We'll just do this before kickoff. This is my Beer 52 subscription box, which is absolutely fantastic. And if you look along the ticker, you can get one of these sent to you for absolutely free. Beer 52 will send you one if you just cover the postage, which is £5.95. There's 8 beers in here, and they're really flashy ones here. I don't even know what's this one called? I can't read it on the thing. Citra Ciegas. That sounds good to me. Very hipstery, lovely beer, this. Brothers Hazy Australian Pale Ale. All looks good to me. Get some bar snacks as well there. Have a look on the bottom there. So you get your free case of 8 new and exclusive beers from around the world. Where you're going to head to is Beer52, www.beer5252.com/Bloom. If you cover the £5.95 on the postage, they're going to send you exactly this lovely box. We'll get through these as the weeks go on. Sounds like a good deal to me. Subscription after that if you want to keep going, but you get the first one absolutely free. So it's down there in the on the crawler, www.beer5252.com/Bloom in capital letters there, and you can get yourself a nice free case of booze. Please drink responsibly. There we go. Right. I think we're just about good to go for this one, aren't we? Sky are just going through the lineups one more time. We're going to bang this one up on the screen as a 0-0. We've done predictions. We've done everything, haven't we? Is it better than... Oh, no comment, Jay. No comment. Downs is a massive miss for the Saints. A mega pint. Johnny Depp and his mega pints. Yeah, very nice. 2. Right. How are we doing? We should be just about good to go for kickoff here. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. Can we fit a like spike in before kickoff? I'm not sure we can we? 35 likes already. If you're watching in the chat, get ready. We're going to do one. We're going all in. You got 9 seconds. Everybody hit the like button. See if you can get us to 50. Go. Thank you so much, guys, for your support generally. Not to get all soppy about it, but the way you support me with the chats and all our sponsors is brilliant. They always report back that they've had loads of people sign up and get involved. And it looks like people are quite excited about beer52.com/bloom and a nice free box of beers for you. Go and get involved as Russ Martin takes his seat there. Thank you for the likes. Did we get up and over 50? Let's have a look. Yes, we did. Thank you. You are the best, aren't you? Best audience on YouTube, I tell you. Over 50 likes already. And the Saints players wearing black and grey today are all just getting set in their huddle before the game. Looks possibly like we've got some kind of a delay here because we should have kicked off already and the players are not close to the centre circle. So what I'm going to do, I'll just reset and just give you the teams one more time. Don't know what the hold-up is here. If you're listening on Sky, maybe you can tell me. West Brom, Palmer in goal, Furlong, Kipre, Peters, Townsend, Yakuslu, Mowat, Wallace, Swift, Johnston, and Thomas Asante. For Saints, Bazunu in goal, Walker Peters, Harwood Bellis, Bednarek, Stevens, Smallbone, Charles, Stuart Armstrong. We got double Armstrong duty tonight. Mara, Adam Armstrong, and Ryan Fraser completes their 11. West Brom, optimistic fans tonight. The Sky cameras are on Mr. Patel, the potential, prospective, use whatever word is appropriate to use, new owner of West Brom. Can they go into a new phase in the club's illustrious history under new ownership? The players who elect to take the knee against all forms of discrimination do so. And we are about good to go in the Championship. West Brom, Southampton. And we are off. Normal housekeeping, guys. We're watching on Sky Sports Football Live. If you are watching via any kind of internet stream, you might be a bit behind, so we can do your timestamp as and when required. And Southampton on the ball, we'll expect West Brom to press them. They've got positive results against Ipswich and against Leeds. I think unbeaten against both of those sides so far this season. And they've gone after them, especially at home, particularly with their squeeze and with their pressing. Very decent home side, West Brom. Third most points accumulated at home in the EFL Championship this season. It is referee Allison in charge tonight. Let's go into the comments. Lee, great show in chat. Thank you, Lee. Very, very kind. Great to have you here, matey. £1.99 on the super chat. Very, very kind. There's about 1,000 people outside. Is that right? Don't know what's going on with the traffic or whatever. Got me some beers. Well, you legend, Rich. I hope you enjoy them. They look nice, don't they? I will get involved. Cross goes to the back post for Southampton. Walker Peters has got it on the right wing. Saints trying to impose themselves here. Bednarek, Harwood Bellis. So Stevens is definitely playing left back as foot mob guest. Now West Brom keep the press up. Southampton playing it about at the back. Very nicely, actually, to be fair. They've got it out to Stuart Armstrong down the left. Harwood Bellis. Walker Peters. And Charles. And Southampton imposing themselves on this one, as you would expect. Big problems on the roads for Saints fans making the journey. It's clicked through to Mara, by the way. Mara into the box for Stuart Armstrong. Mowat went to ground there. Yakuslu went to ground. I thought he's laid him down on his backside. Now be able to go past him. He still just stuck his foot out and grabbed it. Yeah, he times his run well by the look of it. Yeah, that last roundabout, when you come off whatever the road is at West Brom, someone will tell me in the chat who supports West Brom. I've queued there for ages and nearly missed the start of a game before, even with a parking space booked on someone's drive. There you go. 3 minutes gone. Corner, Southampton. In it comes. Good punch there from Alex Palmer, who I was very impressed with last time I watched him on the watch along. Evening, Callum. Enjoy the takeover, West Brom fans. Yeah, we try and always try and say that, Callum, don't we? I always leave the caveat. We just hope you're getting a better owner than the one you've got already, because you just never know how good an owner's going to be. But don't want to take anyone's optimism at a great moment. Charlie, thanks so much. £5 super chat. Cancer free. How about that? Thank you, Ben, for your continued support. An amazing strength for you in the channel gaming. Let's enjoy the football. Die young. Out. Thanks so much, Charlie. Very kind and wonderful news. Here is Stuart Armstrong. Clips that over to Walker-Peters on the corner of the box. It's a good start, this, by Southampton. Walker-Peters drives a shot over the bar. Saints well on top in this opening 4 minutes. Ryan, hope for a better reaction tonight. I'm sure all the Saints fans agree with that. Just amazing, isn't it, that a team can go 22 games unbeaten, lose one game, and because their nearest opponent wins 7 on the trot, they get overtaken on their first loss in 23 games, which is half a season of EFL football in terms of a 46-game campaign. Mowat, Townsend crosses. Wallace trying to get in there on the back stick. They don't mess about. When they do get, they're happy to sit behind the ball, West Brom. I really like the way the tactical setup actually really makes so much sense when you see it. So obvious, even to a layman supporter like me. When they do attack, they really mean business. They really commit to it. You know, a lot of teams knock the ball out at walking pace, knock the ball about in their attacks. Not West Brom. Everyone's sprinting. They move quickly and they really go for it. And I think that makes for pretty exciting spectacle when they do come off base. Big appeal there by Russ Martin. Thought the ball had gone out of play down the line. They're still appealing it. I think they're saying, did Carlos Corberan touch it back on? Referee Allison's just going to have, I think might actually, oh. Wow. Carlos Corberan has been red carded. And I'm not sure of the law there. Has he kicked the ball, maybe? I need to see a replay of that. I don't know what the law is on that. If the law is very clear that any manager who, I don't know, impinges on the pitch, goes into the pitch, touches the ball, that's really bad news for West Brom as well. I need to see a replay. I can only think he's tapped his foot at the ball as it's going along the line. But Sky haven't, I wonder if Sky have actually caught that. Surely they have. But yeah, out of nowhere, red card for Carlos Corberan, who is not a shrinking violet on the touchline as well. Really gets his team going. I'm sure referee Allison will know the law book inside out in terms of what the directive is. And I'd assume it must be something to do with, you know, manager or sub or whatever involves themselves in something that's happening on the pitch. There's an immediate red card, I guess. He's been pretty good, referee Allison. Right, I think Sky have got a replay now. So down the line it goes. He kicks it back on the pitch, yeah. So I don't know if anyone can go on the IFAB website and find me the wording. He looks guilty as sin when referee has, chance for Southampton, Armstrong. And Sky didn't catch that either. So, yeah, if anyone fancies going on the IFAB, giveaway from the kickoff. And, oh, my goodness, Armstrong again. 2 chances for Armstrong on the edge of the box. Sorry, let me give my request again. If anyone can get on the IFAB website and copy and paste what the law is in terms of either subs or managers getting involved, with something that's going on the pitch, I assume it's a straight red card. But I'm not going to comment on it because I literally don't know the law. I've studied many of these things. New one on me. I tell you, new one on me. Guys, a lot of people saying shouldn't be a red, a yellow would have been enough. I don't know the law. So unless you're quoting me the law that says that that's a yellow card, I'm not going to comment on it because I suspect the ref knows the laws very well. And I suspect it says it's a red card. Whether you agree with the law or not is a different matter. But I assume a professional referee whose job it is to know these laws way better than we do is not going to get that wrong. So... I agree with that. Stupid red card, regardless of the law. It's just an instinct, isn't it? Just flicks his foot out at the ball. But, yeah, if the ball's rolling along the line, you can't get involved in the game, can you? It's ridiculous. Silly Billy. Once saw Malky Mackay get red carded for catching the ball before it went. There you go. If anyone can get the wording up, I'm sure the referee's right. I'm sure he knows exactly what the law is in terms of, a sub or a manager or a staff member interfering. But, yeah, 5 minutes into the game as well. Anyway, let's move on. Stevens at left back for Southampton slides it through. You would think that would weaken West Brom. Fraser. Armstrong puts the cross into the back stick. Looked like Stuart Armstrong put the cross in. Looked like Adam Armstrong was climbing at the back post. Corberan is a deeply intense and sometimes furious manager. It just looked silly, didn't it? Here we go, Chris. Sending off offences included, but not limited to, delaying the restart, holding onto the ball, kicking the ball away, obstructing the movement of her. I'm sure we're going to get something else to follow that up. It must be entering the field of play, mustn't it? I think somebody said that. Yeah, Charlie, commentators entering the field. Yeah, I suppose wafting his foot at the ball while it's classed as still in play. Here is Swift, though, for West Brom in the box. Swift dinks that up to the back post, looking for Thomas Asante. Headed clear by Charles. West Brom rebuild. They're just getting their head around. We're all trying to get our head around whatever this law is, that which we're assuming. I'm going to go with that until I know any different. That entering the field of play is the offence here. There you go. I'm going to read that out. Thank you, Chris, in the chat. Leaving the technical area to show dissent towards or remonstrate with a match official. It's not aggressive. It must be entering the field of play, mustn't it? So, yeah, I'm sure we'll get another 50 replays of that. If the ball's rolling along the line. No, Chris, appreciate that. Appreciate it. If the ball's rolling along the line, then it's still in play, isn't it? Remember, the whole distance of the ball has to go out. And obviously, it didn't. And Corberan has got red card. And anyway, look, we've been discussing this. It's a fascinating one. It's not something I've ever seen before. I think one of our Middlesbrough fans said he'd seen it before with someone catching the ball before it had properly gone out. But there you go. And if that counts as entering the field of play, subs always run on the pitch, don't they, when they're warming up? But yeah, consistency. David, I'm very well, thank you, my friend. Good to see you. Small bone. Stevens. I think it did go out. I'll plead the fifth, Nick Nacker. I need to see a replay. Giveaway at the back from Basunu. Not a very clever challenge from Yakuslu, but he's gotten away with that one. Goodness me. frantic game. Here comes Walker Peters driving inside from right back. Walker Peters, nice feet. It's gone out to Smallbone. Smallbone to Fraser inside the box. Fraser hits it right-footed, bends it round the post. Corner, West Brom. Couple of incidents up the other end there where West Brom on the attack. Yakuslu proper threw himself into a tackle that if he'd mistimed, he could have been in trouble then for, it didn't look like excessive force, but endangering a player. Let's read this one. Mark, West Brom coach went out of his technical area to retrieve the ball, but the ball hadn't gone out of play. That's what we're all assuming. Yeah. So we'll have a look. We'll see if the ball didn't go out of play, then that will be rescinded. If the ball did go out of play. But I assume he's banged to rights and just shouldn't have done it, should he? Cross goes into the back post, volleyed in, and Southampton have taken the lead. Ryan Fraser cushions in the volley from the set play. And this frantic, controversial game now has a goal. And Southampton, as things stand, are going back into second. West Brom 0, Southampton 1. My God, guys, can you keep up with this? Ryan Fraser from the set play gives Southampton the lead. He's well onside, isn't he? Cushioned in. I don't know what they're appealing for there, West Brom. There's a couple of players offside in the build-up, Stevens and Adam Armstrong. Fraser's not. And the guys in the middle aren't interfering with play, are they, by the line of the ball? Looks like a perfectly good goal to me. And Southampton have the lead. And this has just been absolutely bonkers. Crazy start to this game. But significantly, I can throw you up a live league table because that's going to put them back into second place. It is all go between Southampton and Leeds in this automatic promotion race. Look at that. Back above Southampton go. Leeds, of course, can take that place back tomorrow. But as things stand, Southampton will be going back in to second place. And utterly riveting stuff so far in this first 15 minutes. Let's go into the comments after that goal and see what you lot have got to say. Just fell asleep, didn't they, from the set play? It's quite a clever one, actually, because they literally left two players kind of offside, but the ball wasn't going to either of those. It goes short, and then Fraser makes the late run to the back post. He is onside. No one's interfering with play for my money. And Fraser, it's a nice finish. I think Palmer's not expecting it, is he? Whether he's expecting a flag or a stoppage or anything like that, doesn't get one. And Fraser just cushions the volley into the corner. We'll go to the comments in a second. Walker Peters crosses that in. Mara across the near post. And Southampton looking good and leading 1-0. Here is Smallbone. Howard Bellis. Walker Peters, little slide through. Adam Armstrong. Oh, should have been 2-0. Oh, goodness me. Adam Armstrong fires it across the goal. He's pretty much shooting, isn't he? Stuart Armstrong throws himself at it. And he's inches away from it. And he was onside as well by the look of it. I think Adam Armstrong's pretty much level with him as it goes across. To be fair, yeah, he's onside, isn't he? I think he throws himself at it kind of after he's gone. But it's a corner to Southampton, who've started really, really well, haven't they? Crazy start with the red card for Carlos Corberan as well. In comes the corner. Harwood Bellis there on the back stick. Referee Allison says, corner. Harwood Bellis tells Eric Peters to Foxtrot Oscar there. I can't tell who that came off last. Brilliant start from Southampton. They have been good, haven't they? Delighted with this performance so far. Come on, Baggies. What's your response? So far, so good. Brilliant response. Yeah. It's been really good from Southampton after that first defeat in 23 EFL Championship games. And can West Brom get back without Carlos Corberan? Still need to go. Rich, if you've got the word in for, or maybe bring it at half time, mate. If you've got the word in for entering the field of play, then I'll happily read it. Just need another replay from Sky. See whether that ball is completely out or not. David, you absolute legends, joined up for 2 months. David, actually, I'll message you on the Blue Monday. Actually, message me on the Blue Monday Telegram, and I'll add you to our WhatsApp group. Really, really kind, my friend. Appreciate the support. Thank you, David. Get involved. Hit join too down the bottom there. Ryan Fraser, the goal scorer on the left wing, 1v1 with Kipre. Stuart Armstrong inside the box, jockeyed by Furlong, knocked back by Fraser. And it's back with Harwood Bellis. That's a great question that I don't know the answer to. Does Corberan get to give a halftime team talk? I think there's touchline bans and there's stadium bans. So, I don't know. I assume if you get red carded, you're out of the game, aren't you? I don't know. Someone will tell me. Stuart Armstrong flips that over the top. Way too much on that for Mara to chase. Furlong. Wallace skips past Stevens easily. Wallace tries to pop it into the middle for Thomas Asante. Wallace goes to get it back. It kind of bounced off Harwood Bellis, and Thomas Asante tries to play it into the wing again for Jed Wallace, but it breaks down. That's the one, isn't it, Rich? Entering the field of play to interfere with play, an opposing player or a match official. That's the one. Here comes Jack Stevens, powering forward from left back. Fraser steps inside his man, crosses back stick, headed away by Townsend. Walker Peters. It's back with Harwood Bellis. Stevens. Can West Brom do it without Corberan, who's a real... If you made a list of which manager makes most difference to his team, because, yeah, there's good managers doing well, but there's good managers that have got, that's clipped in behind. Mara got a bad chest control. He was nearly in behind. Corberan would be at the top of that list, I would think, maybe with Kieran McKenna. And the ball is heading towards the net again, tipped round the post. Whistle already gone. Adam Armstrong put it towards the corner. Don't know what the offence was. There's the back heel. Oh, I see. Yeah, he just barges into the back of Cedric Kipre Armstrong. Yeah, just shoves him out of the way. There you go. Thank you, David. Someone can take that. A 1 month of Benjamin Bloom membership. Grab it while you can. Thank you, David. Very, very kind. Turned over again. Southampton are dominating this, aren't they? Adam Armstrong. Shot deflects wide and another corner. And it is all Southampton. 74% possession, 5 shots to 0, 1 goal to 0. And most significantly, even more than the goal, West Brom have had their manager red carded. Corner to Southampton. It's going to come in from the left wing. And it goes from Armstrong, Stuart Armstrong, headed out by Kipre. Oh, goodness. Thank you, David. Wow. Thank you so, so much. Standing ovation in the chat for David. Really, really is too kind. guys. You can support however you see fit, and that's so kind of David. I'm really, really grateful for that. It does make such a difference for me and Shaylee and Enid. So thank you so much, buddy. Really, really kind, David. Appreciate that so greatly. Cross comes in. And Walker Peters sweeps it up. And Southampton going to build up again. It's gone loose, and Furlong knocks it back. And it's clipped in to Townsend by Palmer. It's going to be a throw-in. Will I be at the Ipswich game next Saturday? I won't. I'll probably be there on Tuesday, though. Well, in fact, I don't know whether I'll be there on Saturday. Don't know that far ahead. Going to try and get to the Rotherham game on Tuesday. It's half term, so should get a pass for that one. West Brom 0, Southampton 1. Yeah, thank you, guys. Lots of nice comments thanking David. Thank you so much, guys, for all of your support. We do put a lot of time into this. Try and make it worthwhile since I lost my job during COVID. So gestures like that are a massive, massive help. George, can't afford to do it full time. Trying to work towards it, but yeah, we cover Championship, not Premier League. Well, we do the Premier League predictions, don't we? But yeah, more of a niche audience in the Championship. But 35,000 subscribers, so we're doing great and love doing it. Whether it's part-time or as a hobby, I love doing it. So throw in to Southampton, 24:30 up on the clock. I thought I might get asked about this. Lewis, do you agree with the minority of Town fans that have been being a nuisance to poor old Alex Griffin? I wouldn't, as a rule, if what I think happened, then no, of course I don't agree with it. That's not fair. Leave him alone. Let him get on with what he wants to do. Not doing anybody any harm, is he? Obviously, I always say with things like that, I wasn't there. I didn't see what happened. So, yeah, I can make a fairly good guess. And if my guess is right, then just no need, is there? Smallbone. Ha! I knew someone would spot that. Where has your keyboard gone? I had a rehearsal yesterday, Lee, all day. So it's in a flight case in the house. I haven't managed to get it back into the office here yet. Oh, nice turn by Bednarek there. He was last man, and Thomas Asante chasing him down. He's done really well, actually, to get it out to Ryan Fraser. It's worked back, though. And Bednarek is going to have another go. Dylan, just going from work. Assumed by a quick look at the stats, Southampton just had an off night. Back to their best today. You assume right, my friend. They played very well, Southampton. I think it's probably worth remembering that West Brom are good. But they don't have their talismanic manager on the touchline, who was red carded, we think, for entering the field of play, prodding his foot at the ball in the 5th minute. Shocker, that one. Smallbone plays that round the corner. Charles knocks it back to Bazunu. And it's out to Walker Peters. And it's real one-way traffic, this, isn't it? Walker Peters, little slide into Adam Armstrong. Nice feet by Armstrong. He runs into the crowd. Yakuslu does well to just pinch that off him. Where's Jed Wallace going? Ever decreasing circles. That was a brave take on to attempt on the edge of his box. He's given the ball away. And half a chance that for Adam Armstrong. He's trying to bend it into the far corner. Big fan of Jed Wallace, but he shouldn't have been trying that take on. Certainly on, if he was going to go round the outside of Stevens, then fine, whatever. But he tried to go on the inside. Yeah, so it looks like one of the West Brom staff has got some kind of earpiece and is speaking to Carlos Corberan. So he's getting his instructions to the team, but very much not the same as Corberan being there. One of the best, maybe the best tweaker actually from the touchline in the division, I think. There you go. Rich has got the answers. When a person is sent off, they must leave the surrounds of the pitch and go straight to the dressing room. So he will be able to do the halftime team talk, being it's a sent from the field of play rather than a stadium ban, which I think Mourinho got one of them for hiding in the no, he hid in the wash basket to avoid the stadium ban, didn't he, rascal? Wallace down the right wing. Puts it to the back stick. Nothing doing, though. Barely had a touch in the Southampton box, have they, West Brom? Wonder what the coverage in the Baggies dressing room is like. I assume there's screens. I assume he's watching exactly the same feed as we are. Unless there's a Y Scout feed or something. Or I think most clubs have their own cameramen as well. If you sit up near the press, there's always someone from the club's data team filming. Yeah. Carlos watching this stream. Sent home in his car. Away you go. Best tweaker. As in, makes good in-game. Best in-game manager. There you go. Moet. Yokuslu. Kip Ray clips that into the channel. It's a horrible ball for Jed Wallace. They've come into it a little bit, West Brom, but let's be honest. That's from a point of Southampton being totally dominant. And they're just getting, 1 in 4 of the phases of play as opposed to 1 in 6 of the phases of player belonging to West Brom now. And West Brom feel like they're hanging on here. Perhaps, yeah. Perhaps. It has improved from 5 minutes ago where it looked like Southampton would go and grab a second and then you're looking at it, the game's done by half time probably. Although can Carlos, with his red card, have any impact at half time in the dressing room? I wonder. Yeah, it will be interesting. Let's put Callum's comment up. Yeah, what sort of a ban he gets. If he was a player, you'd think that'd be a 1-game ban, wouldn't you? It's only violent conduct and serious foul play that gets you a 3-game ban, isn't it? So, yeah, he might be out for the next game. If he gets 2 or 3 games for that, it'd be crazy, won't it? Big switch of play. Offside flag goes up against Adam Armstrong. Oh, there you go. Avoided a ban and got a small fine. Interesting. Kip Ray. Quick switch of play out to Townsend. Johnston. Johnston comes inside off the left-hand side. Johnston, nice feed out to Jed Wallace in the box now. Wallace smashes it across. Bounces off Stuart Armstrong, kind of hit his thigh. I don't think he knew where that one was going to go. Just trying to fizz it in to the sort of penalty spot area. But it's going to be a corner for the Baggies. 32-12 on the clock. Actually flown by this half with all the controversy and us figuring out what the laws were for that entrance of field of play by Carlos Corberan. Mowat. Corner goes in. Decent header clear by Taylor Harwood Bellis. Mowat. Johnston, who looks like he's got a trick to beat a player, doesn't he? Furlong. Wallace again on the right wing. So much of West Brom's attacking play. Oh, goes to the edge of the box. Yakuslu shot blocked. I was going to say so much of West Brom's attacking play goes through, Jed Wallace. Yakuslu in a good position there. Mo from my village in Doncaster, Luke. Name your village, name and shame. Is he the most famous person from that village? We are going to get a long throw in. From Furlong. Out it goes. Josh. I think I missed Josh's super chat earlier. I'm so sorry. That came in at 8:09. If anyone's on the WhatsApp group right now, apologise to Josh. If that came in at 8:09, we were probably discussing that red card, weren't we? So sorry. I missed that one. Feel like I've had a bargain with those beers. Be rude not to. Just for City not to be streaky tomorrow, please. If anyone's in the WhatsApp group now, apologise to Josh. Tell him I just put his super chat up. My bad. Didn't see it. Too much going on. Oh, everyone, best behaviour. Best behaviour. The boss is here. Say hello to Shaylee, who's just built a bookshelf. That's what a domestic DIY goddess she is. Looks really nice, actually. Here is Armstrong. Fraser. Smallbone. Stevens back to Smallbone. Hide the beers. Stick them under the table. Harwood Bellis, Walker Peters. Southampton just circulating the ball for circulation's sake, I think. Josh, you're still here. Thanks. Sorry, mate. I didn't see it come through. If someone winds it back, actually, was it maybe the goal? What time did the goal go in? Match facts. Was a goal on? No, goals on 4-2. I'm trying to find an excuse here, Josh. I just missed the damn thing. I'm so sorry. There we go. Don't hide the beers. Buy the beers. Very much so. You sounded like Arsene Wenger. I didn't see it though, Ben. I was telling the truth, honestly. Honestly. Sky didn't see it either for about 5 minutes until they found some weird angle looking down the touchline. So good thing they've got the great Joby McAnuff in the studio. He'll sort it out for us at halftime, won't he? Here is Wallace. Wallace against Stevens does look a good matchup for West Brom. Although to be fair, Wallace against most left backs is a good matchup. Obviously, Stevens not quite a left back, is he? More a centre back. Mowat. Little knock inside to Johnston. He looks fun, actually, Johnston. Nice bit of acceleration. He's got the ball 3 times now and looked to kind of drift past his man each time. You've got Tom Fellows in that position, who was really good at the start of the game against Ipswich. Mowat. And it goes to Furlong, who can't quite control it. If he had, he was in an ocean of space there, wasn't he? Do you know what? They just put the camera on John Swift, and then they accompany that with fewest touches. 7. John Swift has only had 7 touches, the number 10. I thought we hadn't mentioned him, had we? Bazunu playing out from the back. Walker Peters. Oh, with Bellis, he tells Bazunu, hold on to it, you got time. West Brom finally able to get a bit of a press on the back four. To be fair to Southampton, though, there's been no errors forced by the press at all in this game. Passed the ball really well, which is what they're set up to do. There you go. Amen. Look, thanks for the love, comments, memberships and super chats. All adds up towards entertaining Enid this half term. Amen. We ought to just direct mine and Shaylee's, both our bank accounts, straight to Enid. Little sausage, hey. But she's right. Thank you, everybody. Super, super kind. Peters. Little flick on, looking for Thomas Asante. Mowat. Oh, lovely turn by Thomas Asante. He's completely mugged Bednarek off there. And here they come down the left with Townsend. Townsend sticks the cross in. Swift was arriving. It's a bit floaty, the cross, wasn't it? It gone in with a bit more pace. I think they were in trouble there, weren't they? Furlong, Swift, Yakuslu, Mowat, Peters. Best spell of the game, this, for West Brom. Of course, as soon as I say that, they give the ball away. And here comes Southampton on the counter, looking for Fraser in the channel. He's quick, ladies and gentlemen, but he's not that quick. How old is my child now? That's a good question. August birthday. How many months are we from August? 2 years and 6 months, Che. Anyone with children in the chat, put your hand up, because you'll understand the financial black hole. But the joy is worth every penny, hey? Peters, Townsend, 40-15. Gone in this riveting first half, I have to say. There's a switch of play. Furlong into the box, blocked out. Oh, I get asked this a lot. If Town goes up, does it become a Premier League channel? No, this will remain as a Championship channel, but obviously a few of my man hours might go over to the Blue Monday channel then, if that is the case. Yeah, it did never become a League One channel, did it? Yeah, wait till you get to sit. Stop it. Big shout out to all you parents in the chat. You have my undying respect. Mowat sticks the corner in. Good delivery. Really good header cleared by Charles on the near post under plenty of pressure. They are a big old bunch, West Brom, aren't they? Especially from those set plays. Mowat. Wallace. Mowat. Little nod down by Swift on the far stick. Thomas Asante back to Swift. Oh, nice little thinking by Swift. Little backheel attempt by Mowat. If he knocked that off, there's a chance. Oh, great strike by Swift. We said he hadn't had many touches. Absolutely miles out there. That didn't look like that missed by much. He didn't go for any kind of, what's the word there? Oh, that is so close. He just hit that as hard as he could, didn't he? Sweeps just wide of the post. Closest West Brom have gone, yeah, nearly the same goal without the bounce, wasn't it? Absolutely. Is Enid named after the 70s band and say, I've never heard of the 70s band, Andrew, but link me up and I'll have a listen on Spotify. No, we just like the name. Wallace gets the cross in low. West Brom are looking good now, but they've only got 2 minutes remaining in this half. But this is the only time in the game I thought, oh, right, West Brom are on top now. They look decent. Oh, Ben, I hope that works out for you in the best way. Always a difficult situation of that one. Here comes a grenade. Long throw in from Furlong. It's a decent one, actually. They'll kind of crowd in on the 6-yard line and it just goes behind everybody, doesn't it? Wallace. Ooh. They want this half to go another 5 minutes, don't they? Swept across the box there. And Walker-Peters brings it away. And Walker-Peters pulls back. It's definitely yellow card, that, isn't it? Referee Allison has to go to his pocket. Not as significant as the first time. Brandon Thomas Asante with a nailed-on yellow card. Just grabs hold of Walker-Peters' shoulder. Pulls him back. 70s big hair keyboard. I like it, Andrew. I like it. Eh? Stuart Armstrong knocks that into Bednarek. We're going to be catching up with Rich from Blue Monday at halftime and give us his thoughts on the game, and maybe we'll take some questions, whatnot. So hang around at halftime. I won't be disappearing from my normal make a coffee. I've got to stop drinking coffee at halftime in these late night games. Someone said in the chat, no coffee after 5. I think that needs to be the plan, doesn't it? It's wide awake all night. How rock and roll am I? Stuart Armstrong, give and go with Fraser. Nice sturdy tackle by Yokuslu. 4th official says 2 minutes of stoppage time. Mowat plays out to Townsend. I'd say from about minute 38, West Brom have been on top, but for the rest of the half, it was all Southampton, wasn't it? I can get a decaf, Jay, but the decaf pods I've got at the moment pour so slowly through the coffee machine. It takes too long at halftime in these games. Cross to the back seat is Furlong arriving. Huge chance blocked on the line. There's a handball shout. Referee Allison says corner. Yokuslu and Townsend. I mean, never trust a football player appealing. Put it that way. Let's have a look. Any handball here? If that arms out how I think it was and it hits, that should have been a penalty. Let me have another look. Oh, I looked at the wrong player then. Right, here you go. Here's a good view. Right, look at the front player, not the back one. Does that hit his back hand or his... I can't tell. Sky haven't super slowed that down. All I would say is if that hits his front hand, I don't think that's a penalty. If it's his backhand, I do think it's a penalty, but I couldn't tell from the replay. Corner goes in. What a clearance from Stevens. How did that not end up in the goal? Goodness me. Wow. And Thomas Asante is breathing down his neck. Absolutely brilliant bit of defending there. Look at that. It's like the only place in the known universe he could put that Stevens on the line where it's not going to end up as an own goal. Wow. In comes the corner, headed away. Mowat thought about smashing that on the volley. He's got it in the locker. We've just gone over the 2 minutes of minimum stoppage time. And referee Allison has blown for half time. That was tremendously entertaining, I've got to say. The West Brom players are adamant that that was going to be a penalty just at the end of the first half there. I think it was Stevens, wasn't it? I just need to see it slowed down a little bit more. He kind of goes out that way. This arm is in a natural position, but if it hits the back arm, his hand is kind of need to stand. Let me get rid of the banner. Demonstrate this properly. The first arm there, as he's closing the ball down, is okay, I think. It's like that. This arm is out like that, though. So if the ball comes through and hits that, then that would not be a natural position. And you're in trouble then, aren't you? And it's probably a penalty. We'll get Rich on in a sec from Blue Monday. Hopefully he will appear. Hits his left hand. If that's the case, and I need to see it, then I think that's probably a penalty. There you go. Marlon says the other way around. Hit his other arm, not the outstretched one. I couldn't tell. I must admit, I couldn't tell. I think if it's the arm that's close to his body, I don't think it's a penalty. If it's the arm that's outstretched, then I do think it is. But hey, I'm sure Sky are just prepping all the super slow-mo replays for half-time. Let me just throw up the numbers for you before we catch up with Rich at half-time for a chat. There you go, Louise, doing my bidding for me. Hit the like button. She's right. 58-42 to Saints on the possession. Honestly, thought it'd be a bit more than that. 0.38 to 0.29 on the XG. So it's one of those where the eye test, this happens a lot with Southampton, doesn't necessarily translate to the stats, I don't think. 7 shots to 4, 2 on target to 1, 1 big chance to 0 in Southampton's favour. And, of course, as things stand, Southampton will be going back into second. We've got proper race on at the moment, particularly with the form Southampton and Leeds have been in. Southampton 1 defeat in 23, essentially. Leeds 7 wins on the bounce. So as things stand, Southampton 67 points, Leeds 66. This is round 33, but remember Southampton are a game behind, so they'll only be at 32 complete. They still have 14 to play after this, but both of those sides nicely over the 2 points per game. Lewis, if it's a pen, is it a red card? We'll get into that. Was it a denial of an obvious goal scoring opportunity? We will. We can talk about that. We'll let Richard answer that. Have you checked the entire half on the iFab website?
Yeah, I can't talk about the game. I've got the PDF open as well. Yeah. What a weird game, hey?
It was bloody entertaining, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, brilliant.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't really talked about how great Ryan Fraser took his volley. It was a really tidy finish, wasn't it? No saving that.
It was like Broadhead's one, but much against West Brom the other week, but much further out, and that much harder. Just fell asleep from the. It's a clever corner, isn't it? When they leave the 2 offside and someone makes the late run.
Yeah, and I think unlike the Broadhead goal, there was 2 phases really with Harry Clark's throw and then the header back in for West Brom to reset. Whereas they didn't have this. I don't know who got the assist. The cross is swept in at such a pace, isn't it? And I guess there's question marks as to why Ryan Fraser is completely unmarked, but he's still got to finish it and takes it first time. Could have even taken a touch. He had that much space, didn't he?
Oh, it's a lovely finish, though. I've seen managers get sent off. I've seen Neil Warnock get sent off for just berating the poor 4th official for an entire half. I've seen Paul Lambert try and
he got sent off at Norwich.
I was in the press bit, like a few feet away from him there, trying to generate fire. Have you ever seen anything like that? What was your take on it? The only question I've got now, we seem to have cleared it up, is just the argument: does the ball roll along the line? Because we know from when we see the corners taken that the ball can be overhanging the line and it's still in play. So if it's overhanging the line, he kicks it, he's probably banged to rights. But have you ever seen anything like that?
Not I mentioned Mark White from Dorking Wanderers. The situation with the Oldham game is really different because the ball is hoofed across the pitch and he's berating his team for something, and the ball just lands right in front of him perfectly, and he just smashes the ball, kicks it away, doesn't even think about it, and he got the red for, I think, delaying the restart, but then got a fine rather than a touchline ban. But in terms of this one, it's so like marginal, isn't it? It's like inches over the line.
Sky have got it right now. I am listening to you.
No, you tell us. I can't see it now. So
no, it doesn't go out. I'm
Does it not?
99% certain it doesn't go out. It
Right.
spins right. It like curves back. To be fair, the angle Sky I've got is not down the line, but
as in the ball doesn't go out completely out of play. You mean?
I don't think it goes out of play.
Right.
So I think it is a.
Bang to rights, then, isn't it?
A red card. And we're just in opinion world now. If that's the clearest angle they've got, it's just my word. I think it's out. I don't think it's out. It's just my word against.
The bit I spotted was Russ Martin's a bit of a grass, isn't he? He knows the rules. He appealed for it.
I think he's right.
He's fair. Yeah, of course.
And because it's just the whole ball has got to go, and I think there's that. Anyway,
it's more the fact that he's there, isn't he? You know, he's out of his technical area as well, I think. So it's it feels really officious, but it's the rules of the game, isn't it? And in terms of West Brom, it took them 35 minutes to recover from that. Their heads had gone, hadn't they? And we know, you know, you've watched a lot of West Brom. I saw West Brom last weekend. Corberan he sits down maybe a few times a half, but he's out there constantly.
Do you agree with me?
Moving around.
If any manager in the entire league didn't want to lose their manager from any team, rather didn't want to lose their manager from the touchline, you know, you see sort of Mark Robbins just kind of sat there. Daniel Farker's just got his hands in his pockets. Kieran McKenna's the same. Yep. Corberan's the one, isn't he? You don't want to lose, yeah?
No, he's really energetic and is constantly coaching them. You know, we used to say that with Mick, didn't we? Big Mick McCarthy never used to let his team get away with lowering their standards, always coaching, always moving players into position. And I think that's the reverse with McKenna, isn't it? McKenna's work happens primarily between each match day, and the players are so well drilled, they shouldn't need instruction. Obviously, a bit of encouragement is useful. Are you pausing it? Are you freeze framing it?
I've got the handball right now.
Have you got your phone? You need to take a picture of it so we can see.
Oh, so you can see it. I'll give you my opinion.
Yeah, you tell me. I trust you.
So I've just, and I bet Joby will agree with me. I think it's penalty. So,
is this the handball?
Yeah, so this is the handball. So let's just quickly go through this.
So it's not a red card straight away.
Southampton were brilliant for 25
let's do the
minutes.
match. Yeah,
I totally agree with you that it was just this weird sense to the game after the red card, and West Brom it was like they were like the class at school, and the teacher goes out of the room and they don't quite know what to.
Everyone's like,
know what to do. West Brom come into it at the end of the half. So the freeze frame I just got, the thing I couldn't tell, Rich, is that Stevens is side on to the ball. He's got one arm there, and I couldn't tell whether it hit that arm or that arm. If it hit that arm, I'm thinking that's not a penalty because his arm's in it. You know, unless he literally puts his arm behind his back, where can he put it? But the other arm is out. So I think that's a penalty, and I'm not sure it's a red card in terms of.
We've been talking about the red card for handballs through the week, haven't we? I think it's only a red if it's denying a goal.
Yeah, a goal or a goal scoring. It'd be a denial of an obvious goal scoring opportunity. So at that point, the ball's travelling. I assume the keeper's behind him, and he's going to save the ball or whatever.
Yeah. Obviously, West Brom and handballs is not great last week, is it? Andy Vyman doing his Maradona moment at Portman Road as well. But I my instinct was handball, but it's travelling at a real pace. It's a difficult one to call in that action. And actually, Southampton's kit really helps them out. It's really difficult to judge body shape, I think, because it's all grey and black, isn't it? It's kind of like camo. But West Brom got better, didn't they? They just need to get the wide players and the likes of Swift into the game. You know, we know Johnston and we know Thomas Asante pace and that threat in behind, but they're just not getting them on the ball enough. And that might be to Southampton's credit. And I thought they'd really miss Flynn Downs. They did certainly against Bristol City, but the way they started, great for them. But West Brom just have got more and more into it. Have you got the attacking momentum graph, by the way? Look at that.
It's mental. Yeah, it's complete binary, isn't it? Flips it, and let me give you the minute it flips at? Yeah,
You said
half an hour.
38? A half an hour. Yeah, that
Yeah,
felt about
half an
right.
hour. Well, you said it took him 35 minutes to get over. It took him 25, according to that, to get over the red card. But what I did want to show you, Rich, was just a bench for West Brom, particularly. I say I want to show you the bench. Can't find the damn thing now. But if you're talking about dribbly players, Fellows and Diangana, I mean, they've got a decent sub there for all three of the positions off the front there with Diangana, Fellows, and Weimann. You think Thomas Asante is going to play a fair chunk of the match? I suppose Weimann can go up front, but I think he was used to playing a 2 for Bristol City, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, you get him on and just bombard them with crosses, don't you? And yeah, Fellows you'd bring on as well, I think, pretty quickly too.
Yeah, how do you see it going in the second half then? Because I don't think, and I think they're just going to have spoken to Corberan as well, aren't they? If we're right that he's in the dressing room with them. So I don't think I won't say touch wood because that sounds like I'm biased towards one or other team. I don't think you'll see Southampton be as dominant as they were.
No.
I think surely it gets closer now, doesn't it?
I think so. The other thing that's at play now, and referees are human beings as well, but he's made 2 really critical decisions that haven't gone the way of the home side. And we know that West Brom fans, quite vociferous. They'll get behind their team, but they'll also put the ref under pressure. And if I'm a Southampton fan, I'd be worried about the referee maybe making a decision to even things up a bit. So I think that's a variable at play here as well that makes this second half really fascinating. If it's West Brom, to me, they've got to start really fast and get that equalising goal. Because if they do, their home record's amazing. Only lost twice, I think, all season. One was to Leicester, one was a freak at the start of the season. So they've got really good home form. So for me, Southampton, keep it tight as long as you can, and then start to build some momentum through the middle of the half and get that second goal if you can and kill the game. But don't let West Brom score straight away. That will be really.
Leicester game was a bit of a freak as well because they equalised right at the end. And do you remember it? And then went for the winner from the set play. Harry Winks and Dewsbury Hall were then 2-on-1 up the pitch from a defensive corner. It's a fairly simple equation. I think most people have got Leeds winning. Leeds have got the easier game out of Leeds and Southampton this weekend, don't they? With Leeds playing the next league. I know Plymouth are really good at home, and it took them to extra time, but
a lot of rotation in that Leeds team.
And
mitigating circumstances.
It was like the Hunger Games with the rain in that one. I don't think it's a game, but bit of pressure on Southampton now to see this through and keep the clean sheet, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a real test. As we said, of all the games you want to have to bounce back with from the Bristol City defeat, West Brom away is certainly not up there, is it? So getting a win would be massive. It's a massive statement. As Ipswich fans, we got schooled at West Brom at the Hawthorns. There's only been a couple of times really that I felt like a team has totally outplayed us, and Leeds is the other. Brilliant to bounce back straight away. That's the test of the team, isn't it? If you suffer the setback of that that winning run coming to an end, maybe unsurprisingly as well, to bounce back at West Brom of all places would be huge for them.
What was the we'll just talk a little bit about Ipswich where you've got you here. What was the sort of paraphrase the entire preview show you did with Seb about Ipswich Swansea tomorrow? What are your feelings about that one?
I mean, so many parallels with Millwall's situation here. We played Wednesday night. Managerial change, perhaps trying to change philosophy or evolve philosophy too quickly or without the help of a whole preseason at a transfer window. Home form just as bad as Millwall's as well. So I think the difference between Millwall and Swansea, I think, is that Swansea still have that quality of player there, the likes of Jamal Lowe. There is still Premier League class quality there. It's just that the team is maybe second guessing itself, doesn't really know how to play. Obviously got schooled by Leeds. We've all been there this season. So I think if Ipswich must maintain the levels they had at Millwall and can start strongly, it's the first 15 minutes that might be critical in this one. If Ipswich score first, I think they win the game. If Swansea score first to make it difficult for Ipswich, then it could be a really tough afternoon. So it's a really fascinating matchup. But you know, Ipswich, the run of fixtures now, particularly next week, and Millwall included, really friendly, a real big opportunity to get back in the mix with Leeds and Southampton. You have to have them as favourites, but it's the Championship, isn't it? And the cliche goes, anything can happen.
Just a bit worried from a Ipswich point of view about the freshness.
Sure.
And I'm sure people will think I'm moaning and whining, but if you go to Millwall on a Wednesday night, do a warm down on a Thursday, what are you doing? A bit of team shape for hour and a half on Friday morning, then you're straight back on the bus and going down to Wales. It feels like they need to win the game in the first hour if they're going to. Tom Fellows is getting ready to go, but
that doesn't surprise me.
Johnston's still there. Or you think it'd be a straight swap for Johnston on the left wing, but we'll see.
Yeah, you wouldn't take off Wallace, would you? No.
Pans out. Yeah, no, God, no. Do you want to just give a quick plug for if anyone wants to check in with the preview show that you and Seb did last night? You've got until 3:00 tomorrow to listen to it, basically.
Yeah, or if your team is playing Swansea in the near future, the research still stands. Yeah, we go quite detailed, about 30 minutes or so on the opposition, and then chat about us. So yeah, that's at Blue Monday if you search for Blue Monday Ipswich Town on YouTube, on podcast apps as well. And yeah, we hopefully give a good, balanced, fair insight of the opposition. And obviously we want Ipswich to win, but plenty of stuff there for the neutrals as well.
Quick reaction: he's taken Brandon Thomas Asante off. So they've got no strikers on.
Has he not? I was going to say, has he not brought on Vyman as well? That would surprise me. I wonder what he's seen there.
So one of those left wingers is going. I know Wallace has played up front before. Johnson's 19. John Swift's gone up front. I'm not gonna second guess. In
Corberan we trust. I guess if you're a West Brom fan.
There you go. He's already lost his head once tonight. Rich, you're an absolute legend, and you can catch Rich on the Blue Monday podcast. Massive thank you for coming on, and we will see you for a preview show on Blue Monday.
Birmingham.
There you go. Next week.
Give Ben a thumbs up, by the way. Brilliant content as always, giving up his evenings for us. Fantastic stuff. Keep the conversation going in the chat as well. I'm enjoying that too. And get yourself some beers as well. Is that the
yeah?
Get some beers. I've ordered some.
Oh,
so
yeah,
that'll be a nice Christmas, birthday.
Right up your street, that type of beer, isn't it?
Great stuff, guys.
Rich, I'll speak to you soon, mate. Thanks for your insight.
Take care, all.
Right, we are into the second half. I say kick off. We've already been going 1 minute. We'll reset properly. Big thank you to Rich, who's a stalwart, one of my colleagues on the Blue Monday podcast. And you know how that goes. You end up being across the whole league anyway. So really good insight always from Rich on all things Championship, and his partner in crime, Seb, on that show. There you go. Thank you, guys. Second half underway. That's Ryan hurrying me along. Get on with it, and we are off. And yeah, I'm just trying to fathom this. Maybe you give me your thoughts in the chat on this substitution. I know Thomas Asante had a yellow card, so whether Carlos Corberan thought he was a red card risk, I don't know. But does that blunt them a little bit? Don't really know whether they have a focal point up front in this half. Shea Charles is carrying the ball forward for Southampton. Here's Adam Armstrong. Armstrong curls in. Looked like Peters wafted his arm at that. Needed to look out for that. Let's give you the teams if we get a second to do it. If the momentum continues from the last 15 minutes of the first half, then West Brom will fancy themselves to get back in this. If we get repeated the first half an hour, then Southampton will fancy themselves to go on and get themselves a second goal. Right, now looks like a good time, if ever, to reset. So there's your West Brom team. Palmer, Furlong, Kipre, Peters, Townsend, Mowat, Yakuslu, Wallace, Swift, Johnston. Fellows is in now, and it did look like, let me have a look at the wide angle here. No, they've gone tight on Furlong there, so I can't see who's playing up top for West Brom, or even if they've got anybody up top. For Saints, Bazunu in goal, Walker Peters, Howard Bellis, Bednarek, Stevens, Smallbone, Charles Armstrong, Mara, the other Armstrong, and Fraser. Obviously, Stuart Armstrong in midfield. Adam Armstrong up front. 1-0 Southampton. We're watching on Sky Sports Football live, 48-12 on the clock. Ryan Fraser, the scorer in the first half. Carlos Corberan, red carded in the 5th minute for entering the field of play. Never seen that, I have to say. Keep your comments coming as the players switch to Connor Townsend. Little knock inside by Townsend. Johnston spins, hits the shot, blocked out by Harwood Bellis. Didn't know much about it. Still made the block. Here is Swift. Townsend to Wallace over on the left wing. I've got no idea what the West Brom attacking setup now is in this half. Wallace is trotting back over to the right. I do think Swift is up front. Maybe it's more like a 3, and one of those lads has dropped into midfield. Yellow card has come out for Yokuslu from referee Allison. Yeah, he's banged to rights there, isn't he? Bad foul that on. I say bad foul, just takes out Fraser. Don't think he hurt him, but he certainly stopped him. Howard Bellis. Stevens, Smallbone. Stevens could well have conceded a penalty, as we saw with the replay in the first half. Oof, Bazunu across his own goal there. Wallace inches away from that one. And here's Walker Peters into the West Brom half. Charles knocks it onto Adam Armstrong on the right wing. Back to Charles. He's going to win his side of corner. Yes, he is. Eric Peters is appealing for a handball. Not given. Corner, Southampton. Is Peters right? To be fair, it does hit Charles' hand, but he's off the pitch, I think, by the time it does touch him. Corner then, Southampton. Oh, headed goalwards by Mara. He's kind of rocking onto his back foot there, so he gets no power on it, does he? Just loops into the arms of Alex Palmer. Sean. I've been at games where some players should have been sent off for not entering play well on the pitch. There you go. There you go. Townsend. Oh, nicely worked there. Johnston. Little step over. Oh, too many notes, Mr. Mozart. Could have gone more direct then. But they've still got the ball. Kipre. Step over from Fellows. Puts the cross to the back post. Nobody there. Just looks like they've got a rotating 4 of attacking midfielders now with Wallace, Swift, Johnston and Fellows on. They were just going to take it in turns. Oh, you go up front for a minute now. Does look like Swift is the furthest forward, but I know they've done a front 2 of Swift and Wallace. Maybe that's what they're doing, and it's more 4-4 F in 2. Fellows out on the right wing and Johnston out on the left wing. In fact, I think I've figured it out. Richard, usual run-in analysis this season. Yes, love doing those. We'll wait a game or 2 more, but yeah, that's got to be done soon. Good shout. Here is Johnston. Looks lively. Johnston slides it through. Wallace in on goal, but offside. Linesman flags. Let's have a look at the replay. Johnston with the feed. Yeah, he's off, isn't he? Good decision by the officials. But I suppose if you lose your focal point striker or take him out at half time, Do you have more of a focal point with you stuck your two attacking midfielders up front? 2 to aim for now. Out of play it goes. Throw in West Brom. 53 on the clock. 1-0 Southampton. Can West Brom build the pressure? Pretty well dominated in the first 30 minutes of this game, but it's been a little more even for the last 15 minutes of the first half and the first 10 for this half. Mowat. Peters to Townsend. Bit of space now for Johnston. Comes in off the left. Johnston still got it. Oh, tries a clever little idea there to feed it through to Mowat. They do look like they've got more in terms of attacking options. It's proper old school. It's two wingers and then two strikers, so to speak, with Swift and Wallace sort of playing up front kind of now. Stevens. Oh, lovely play by Yakuslu. A few better players in a 50-50 in deep central midfield than him in the Championship, is there? Wallace, long dribble. Referee thought about that. I wondered whether that was a foul or not. It was 50-50, that one, I thought. Wouldn't have been surprised to see it go either way, actually. Is it a foul? Yeah, it's a foul, isn't it? Smallbone just has a grab at him. Wallace goes down to make sure. Free kick to West Brom. Kyle Walker-Peters is just calming down Smallbone, who seems to have lost his head. Give me a free kick to West Brom. Smallbone needs to calm down, doesn't he? And you'd imagine John Swift will be the right foot for this option, and Alex Mowat will be the left foot option. Can they make Bazunu make the save here? Swift is placing it very deliberately. My spidey senses says Swift is going to try and bend us over the wall, but Mowat's still an option there. Walker-Peters in the draft excluder position under the wall. Swift hits the free kick. It was always going over. One more plug for this, guys. This is my lovely Beer 52 beer case. And you can get yourself a free one of these. 8 new beers. You can see on the crawler down the bottom there. All you have to do is pay the postage. Look how beautifully presented these are. What is this one? This is a pale ale. I can't even see the brand on it, but there you go. www.beer52.com/bloom. If you pay the postage, which is $5.95, they'll give you this lovely box, which has got some bar snacks in as well. Look at that. My missus is going to nick those. Baked pretzels. How about that? So, yeah, go and grab one of those. You've got the code there. It is free, but you have to pay for the postage is the deal. And then if you want to join the subscription, you can do afterwards. And I'll shut up now about booze. Please drink responsibly. Long clearance down the line. Let's ball that. Furlong plays that on, and the offside flag goes up against Tom Fellows. Nice touch with the snacks. Does look nice, doesn't it? Last few passages, Marlon, looking like the Bristol City game. Maybe Russ Martin agrees with you because he's literally going to the bench right now. I think that's Joe Aribo and what's Idozi's first name? Is it Josh? Is that right? Shay Charles is coming out. Doesn't look like he wants to. Sorry, I don't know what my phone is doing. I hope you can't hear that in the chat. Ryan Fraser's going out. At the moment, Ryan Fraser's goal is going to win Southampton the 3 points and put them back in to second place. Automatic promotion will be theirs if that's where they finish. Long, long way to go. Aribo and Edozie in. Aribo will play central midfield where Charles was. Edozie, it'll be 2 straight swaps, won't it? (58:38) on the clock. Really nicely poised, this one. West Brom look like they've got it in them to get back into this. But, of course, Southampton are a year one parachute team. They've got so much quality, haven't they? Stuart Armstrong, runs that miles down the pitch there. If that was NFL and you were talking about yardage gained, he'd have been nailing that, wouldn't he? Carried that miles and wins his team a corner. And Stuart Armstrong himself is going to take the corner. Samuel Edozie. Who's Josh Edozie then? What am I on about? What was the Sunderland lad? I just made up a Ukrainian first name for him. I'm getting old, guys. In comes the corner. Ooh, chance that. Looked like Palmer lost that, and Mara was on the back post. Eddie headed towards goal. The keeper's done there, isn't he? Good keeper, Palmer, but got a bit lost then, didn't he? In fact, he just wafts his arms at it, and that's enough to put Mara off from what would have been a fairly straightforward header into the back of the net. Harwood Bellis. How long are Saints missing Adam? I think Downs is close. I know Charles and Downs were close, according to Martin, and Charles has played tonight, so we shall see. Here comes Smallbone, driving down the pitch. Edozie on the left wing. Edozie into the box. Edozie knocks it back. Stuart Armstrong, big block by Mowat on the edge of the box. Throws himself in. Always a handball risk there. And the ball rolls out of play. Any chance of West Brom grabbing a point, Clive? Yeah? Yeah? I wouldn't rule out any one of the 3 outcomes in this game. But maybe home win might be stretching it at the moment, but could certainly see them getting back into it for sure. Armstrong crosses in. Stuart Armstrong. Headed away. Walker Peters. Sweeps it across the pitch and out it goes. Looks like we're going to get a treble substitution here. I think Adam Reach is coming on. Dean Garner is coming on as well. Didn't see who the third lad was coming in for West Brom. But certainly going to go for it now. as we come up 63 minutes. Smallbone round the corner, given away. Townsend reads that nicely. Townsend knocks it on to Johnston. Johnston into the box. Good feet. Poor ball, though. Trying to cut that back to Mowat on the edge of the box, and Smallbone just gets in the way. Marshall is the other lad who I don't think I've seen play before. Is Callum Marshall? I've seen Adam Reach play a million times. And Grady D and Garner. Interesting one, this. Jed Wallace is coming out. And John Swift is coming out. I'm assuming because the camera's on Johnston, he's going as well. So let's try and keep up with this. Swift, Wallace and Johnston out. So the two lads who were playing up front, Swift and Wallace, and Johnston was still playing down the left. Marshall, Dean Garner and Reach are coming in. I know very little about Marshall, but I'm going to guess he's a striker. Northern Ireland attacker, it says, 19 years old. Dean Garner's a wide man, so maybe they're going to go back to a 4-2-3-1 shape. Reach maybe will play down the left. We'll find out very, very shortly. Jed Wallace doesn't look very happy about being taken off. Here comes Townsend. Yeah, Marshall's gone up front. Dean Garner's gone into the 10. Reach down the left-hand side. And Fellows down the right. So I think they've gone back to a 4-2-3-1 West Brom. And that's the lineup. So he just seems to have freshened it up. Or have they? No, look, it's a 4-4-2 without the ball again. So maybe Dean Garner is going to play up front. Here is Bednarek. Howard Bellis. Walker Peters. Smallbone. 65-42 on the clock. Down the line it goes for Aribo. And Cedric Kipre boots it into the stand. Sky are enjoying giving us a close-up of Jed Wallace with an absolute face like thunder. Here is Walker Peters. And it's back with Harwood Bellis. Southampton just getting control of the ball again now, aren't they? OG Ben Bloom fan here. You're very, very welcome, Ewan. Of course I play the piano. I love to play the piano. Here is Howard Bellis. Walker Peters. Aribo. And Kipre levers Mara off the ball. One of those, wasn't it? Does he play the man? A little bit more force on that, and he's a foul. I think he's just... If it's not a foul, it's very close. He's shoved in like that with the arm, hasn't he? Yeah, robust. You're okay to hold your ground, but you can't just run into the other fella and swing your arm at him. You get another sub for Southampton. That is David Brooks, and Adam Armstrong's going out. Very, very interesting. There's always someone who throws up the contact, non-contact argument. And please don't, because, just because it's a contact sport doesn't mean that all contact is fair. A foul is still a foul. Here is Aribo carrying the ball in the centre circle. Edozie into the box. Good box scene this for Southampton. Plenty up. Edozie hits the shot. That takes a deflection, doesn't it? Corner. Southampton. Kipre is a bit beasty. He's a big lad. That's the thing. Kipre versus Mara. He doesn't need to stick his arm in, does he? Just bounce off him anyway. Thank you for saying that, Sean. You get these silly arguments about parachute payments that if a team that's got parachute payments doesn't get promoted in the first season, that, oh, all is fair now. It's actually worse if teams with parachute payments don't get promoted, because then you can have 6 teams in there, 3 of them getting 55 million and 3 of them getting 35 million, which makes the distortion for the other teams even worse. In some ways, as much as this season might be completely boring with the parachute payments, hey, at least those 3, if they do all go up, Leicester, Leeds and Southampton, they'll all be gone next season. Watford's and Norwich's will run out, won't they? And then we'll actually have fewer teams in total, which might reduce the distortion or might just make it easier again for the teams that come down with it. Look, I think we all know they're ridiculous. The only people literally that try and defend them are fans of teams that have the parachute payments. And all that is stop pointing out the advantage that my team's got because it's stopping me enjoying them winning. And it's all a bit juvenile, isn't it? I think we all understand that a fairer system needs to be had across the pyramid. And hopefully we can reach that at some point. So everybody is happy. And don't give me the argument, oh, we can't spend any money in the Premier League if there's no parachute payments. Well, yeah, great. Okay, fine. But now give the teams competing in the Championship more money to because all that does, it just moves the cliff edge down one stage further, and it's all not in my backyard, isn't it? He who's left holding the baby. All of that. Here is Kipre. Kipre's gone into the box here. He's put it across. Ooh. Stuart Armstrong comes back, gets his feet in a bit of a muddle. And this game's getting stretched now, isn't it? With West Brom having made their subs and throwing their centre-backs into the other half and penalty area. Here's Edozie. Back it goes. Harwood Bellis. Walker Peters. Aribo, good football. Aribo into the box, knocks it inside. Mara, can he spin and get the shot off? He's still got the ball. Mara goes down. No chance of a penalty for that one. Just held on to it too long. Back it goes. FFP partially rejects the parachute teams. How? So the parachute money is broadcast, which is good money, which can go into the pot, which doesn't apply to FFP. So basically, the 3 parachute teams have 55 million more good FFP money than the other 21 teams that don't get that each season. So I could not disagree more with FFP restricts parachute teams. Little slide into Edozie. And it's into the back of the net. And David Brooks off the bench for Southampton has struck. And the Saints go 2-0 up with just shy of 20 to go. And it looks like they've weathered the storm. And it looks like Southampton are going to take back second place. West Brom 0, Southampton 2. What a sub from Russ Martin. He only came into the game in the 68th minute and he scored potentially the decisive goal. It's really nicely worked. Oh, it's a really good goal, that, isn't it? Small bone to Aribo. Edozie, I think, off Armstrong's, but it's a great goal, isn't it? I didn't see the build-up the first time around. First time from Armstrong, touched by Edozie. It's a lovely first touch by Brooks there. See you later on Peters. Peters tries to basically rugby tackle him after he's gone round him, but Brooks is through. Brooks scores and Southampton go 2-0 up. 72 gone. Get your thoughts in on that one. Let me flash up the league table because it does look like Southampton are going to go back into second place. And Leeds will have to answer the question again tomorrow to overtake them. They're going to need to get at least a point down at Plymouth. Saints looking to go on to 67 points from 33 games. That will be 32, excuse me. We're in round 33. Southampton 1 game behind. Brooks caught Peter sleeping. It's a lovely move, though, isn't it? Really hope we can keep hold of Brooks. Benny Boy needs a job on Sky. Some excellent commentary there. It's a great finish, isn't it? Thank you, by the way. David Brooks. Reach gets in and hits the shot. I wonder, does that suck the air out of the room for West Brom now? I reckon they're done. Excuse me. Did look like they had a chance of getting back into it, didn't it? But the 2 goals is probably going to be too much. Mowat. Townsend. 125 likes. How about that? Thank you, everybody. Do hit the like button if you are watching right now. Great numbers tonight. Really enjoyed it. Great chat as well. Great support. In comes the cross from Diangana. Headed goalwards. Good save. Yakuslu with the header. Bazunu gets across the goal. Congratulated by his teammates. It's not a bad header by Yakuslu, but he struggles to get enough power on it, doesn't he? Diangana has to kind of scoop the cross up, doesn't he? To be honest, he should do better with that, shouldn't he, Yakuslu? I'm being a bit pedantic, but he doesn't find either of the corners, and Bazunu's got to come from one side of the goal to the other. I made Yakuslu favourite in that situation there. But Bazunu doing his job well. Corner comes in, headed, clear. And Peters is going to recycle. In comes the cross, headed up and over his own bar. And West Brom putting a bit of, it was Bednarek who headed it up and over. Putting a bit of pressure on now. If they can get a goal back, you know how that changes the atmosphere, especially with them being the home side. In comes the corner from Mowat. Marshall tries to get a header on it. Just kind of drifts down. And easily gathered by a Bazunu. Walker Peters, 77-40 on the clock. Southampton 2-0 up. As things stand, they're heading back into second place in the Championship. They'll have played 32 games. Walker Peters. Nice feat by Brooks, scorer of the second goal. Fair play to Southampton. Good teams bounce back. Yeah, it does look like Southampton are bouncing back. And I think what we've got to remember is this is a hard game, isn't it? West Brom are a good side and they're good at home. Here's Stuart Armstrong. Edozie. Stevens, who could have got whistled for a handball and a penalty right at the end of the first half at 1-0. Didn't get given. To be fair, took me about 5 replays to tell, so I've got no issue with the referee for not being able to see that. But we always have this conversation. In VAR land, probably gets given, doesn't it? Peters, Townsend, Mowat, nice little Cruyff turn by him on Brooks. But Southampton will be quite happy with West Brom circulating the ball in their own half and a 2-goal lead. Give me a throw in for Southampton. We're going to get 2 Saints subs and 1 for West Brom. Yakuslu's coming out and Chalobah is coming in. That'll be a straight swap in central midfield for West Brom. I can see Joe Rothwell. That's Sulemana as well coming in for Southampton. So much quality in the squad for Saints. Matt Gill just giving Sulemana his final instructions. Stuart Armstrong, who's a lovely, tidy footballer, comes out. He had a good involvement in that second goal, didn't he? Which was really well taken by Southampton. The ball moving quickly through the box. Lovely first touch by David Brooks and finish. Sekumara comes out. Rothwell comes in along with Sulemana. Rothwell going to sit in central midfield in Stuart Armstrong's position. Sulemana will go and play on the wing in place of Mara. 81-22. On the clock. Southampton know if they concede 1 goal or fewer in the remainder of this game, they're going back in to second place. I think it's a night of maybes. Imagine if West Brom started the game like how they've played lots of it. You just wonder, Marlon, how much the red card for Corberan has affected West Brom, whether they would have been much more competitive if he was out there and they weren't confused by losing their leader. Did seem to just drift off a bit, didn't they, West Brom, in that first half? And Southampton were dominant for the first half hour, weren't they? Reach just gets their second best there. Aribo grabs the ball. Walker Peters. Mowat has been whistled for a foul on Smallbone, and Southampton are just managing this now. Stevens. Walker-Peters. Helped up the line, and it's going to be a West Brom throw-in as we approach the last 5 minutes of the 90. Kipre knocks it forward. That's going to be an easy one for Bazunu to gather. West Brom 0, Southampton 2. Fraser in the first half. Brooks off the bench. Joined on loan from Bournemouth in January. And he gets the second goal. Harwood Bellis back to Bazunu, who clears. Townsend wins the header. Sulemana gets, I think it's his first touch, is it? First time I mentioned him anyway. Exchanges passes with Aribo. We'll be here, by the way, tomorrow for Plymouth versus Leeds. See if Leeds can retake the second place, which it looks like Southampton are about to take themselves. Come and join us tomorrow from 12:15 for the 12:30 kickoff. Plymouth versus Leeds. Nick Knack, you absolute bloody legend. Thanks so much. Someone go and grab that membership. It's gifted. It's yours from Nick Knack. Very, very kind. And thank you for all of your comments tonight, Nick Knack. Everyone supports in different ways. And if you can just keep that chat moving, keep giving your opinion, we love to see that chat moving and the debate going. Thank you, Nick Knack. Peters didn't really look like he fancied being a left winger there, did he? With a half-assed cross, and Walker-Peters makes the block. Are they going to put the long throw in? No. I think it's going to go up for a goal kick. Yeah. Bazunu will try and kill 30, 40 seconds here. I think we might get to see the 2 goals now, just showing the Ryan Fraser goal here. The beautiful goal, the second Southampton goal. Everything's done at pace. Even the guys who took more than one touch did it quickly and efficiently. And Brooks, bit of skill to beat Peters. And an easy finish for him in the end. Well, it makes it look easy anyway. Dejan Garner on the edge of the box. Sulemana does brilliantly there to dribble away. Smallbone. Walker-Peters. Knocked into Aribo. Sulemana. Southampton look good here. Look like they're going to finish the game confidently, don't they? Did you take it, Lee? Excellent. Thank you, Nick Knack. Very kind. Welcome, Lee. Give us a DM on Twitter and we'll throw you in the WhatsApp group, or send me an email, benjaminbloommusic@gmail.com. If you're a member, join our lovely WhatsApp group. Smallbone, 87 on the clock now. We haven't really spoken about West Brom in terms of a defeat here, and, you know, whether does that expose them possibly to the chasing pack. We've had Sunderland in there, we've had Hull in there, Norwich in there, Coventry, and they're in 6th at the moment, aren't they? Chance for all of those 3 teams, Coventry, Norwich, and Hull, and Preston, in fact, to close to within a point tomorrow, assuming This is going to end with West Brom scoring 0 points. Here is Sulemana. Brooks. Walker-Peters. Aribo. Huh. Here's a headache. If Swans win tomorrow, I'll sign up for a membership. No comment. Aribo. Walker-Peters. And it looks like Southampton are in the mood now to just keep the ball for the remainder of the game. Although here comes the West Brom counter. Dean Garner. Marshall, good ball. Reach, crossing position, puts it low into the box. Harwood Bellis in the right place at the right time and gets that one clear. West Brom desperate for a goal. You never know at 2-0. If you do just get that goal, the stadium turns, the other team gets nervous. You never know, do you? And then odd things happen. But they need to get the first goal. Go figure, man. Can't get the second goal without getting the first goal. Mowat. Townsend. Chalobah from Mowat. Over on the right wing, Fellows. Crosses in. Good clearance by Bednarek. You do have to do a bit of head-it, kick-it stuff against West Brom. They get loads of crosses in, don't they? Play with proper wind men. Fans singing one game undefeated. Drink it in. Marlon, I would have gone with one defeat in 23 personally, but there we go. Come on, West Brom. Rich, feels like we need our colleague, Dave. West Brom don't look their usual organised self-worth. Southampton nullified. Bit of both. Yeah, potentially. I just wonder what difference it would have been if the manager for West Brom, excellent manager, hadn't got red carded in 5 minutes. But you never know. No one can tell me the answer. Well, you can tell me the answer, but it's all speculation because in the reality we all exist in, he did get sent off, so we don't know the opposite, do we? 5 minutes of stoppage time. Fellows. Nice ball. Reach, edge of the box. That's foul, isn't it? Oh, I think he's missed one there. I think Reach got pulled back, didn't he? And Sulemana runs away with it. And no foul there either. I think that might have been the old makeup call, mightn't it? Reach. And it goes onto the right wing. Fellow's going to try and get on his left foot. No, he's not. He's going to play it back to Mowat. Mowat crosses in, headed away again by Bednarek. We'll clip over the top. And Southampton are going to get this clear with Walker-Peters. Let me know your shouts for man of the match. Who's your man of the match? Let me know. No obvious standout contenders, really, are there? Walker-Peters is always good. The two centre-halves have been decent for Southampton. Stuart Armstrong, maybe, might be worth a shout. I don't think it's going to be a West Brom player, is it? Let me know your takes. Who do you think is the man of the match in this one? Lovely turn by Aribo there. He's powering forward now. He's got Brooks outside of him as well. Aribo tries to find Brooks. Got a bit overexcited then, didn't he? And that is a very, using the word, overexcited clearance by Marshall. Throwing though to Southampton, who are seeing this out well now, aren't they? 92-17. We've got 5 minutes minimum stoppage time. Stuart Armstrong. I find it hard to disagree with that. Nice and neat and tidy. Offers you stuff going forward and defensively. Assist for was it the first goal he got the assist for Fraser as well? Yeah, it's not been the type of game where one player's absolutely bossed it, which is fine. Okay. We're going to go with Stuart Armstrong as the man of the match. I don't disagree with that. Rothwell. Harwood Bellis. Bednarek. Smallbone, little clip forward. Kipray absolutely smashes into the back of Sulemana there. No foul, but a hefty coming together there. He's a big lad, as we said earlier, Cedric Kipray, isn't he? And Southampton doing the necessary here. And there is Mr. Patel, the prospected, is that the right word? New, prospective, say Sky Sports, the new owner of West Brom. We hope he's a good owner. We'll find out in years to come. They were one of my big causes for concern financially, West Brom. So hopefully he can make a difference there. Brooks is charging full. What a great dribble by Brooks. Brooks tries to slide it through to Dozy. West Brom deal with it. Oh, lovely turn by Dean Garner. Dean Garner, all left foot, but gets it forward to Marshall. Horrible ball by Marshall back. Harwood Bellis can just dive in there and sweep that away. Walker Peters. Oh, dear. And there is the full-time whistle as the lights go all funny. Let's turn that down. There we go. That looks better. Sorry, my TV was threatening to turn itself off. West Brom 0, Southampton 2. Does that look better? A bit more? There we go. Ryan Fraser in the first half. Cushion volley from the second phase on a set play. The first half kind of coloured by that red card for West Brom manager Carlos Corberan there. His team kind of looked a bit lost without him, and Southampton dominated the first 30 minutes of this game. West Brom came into it back end of the first half. The closest the Baggies got to the Saints was that handball shout just before half time. I think VAR would have given it. I've got no issue with the refereeing on that because it took me 5 replays to spot it, but it looked like a handball by Jack Stevens. Into the second half, a fair few substitutions, lots of tweaking from Carlos Corberan, from presumably locked in the dressing room after his red card. But Southampton used the bench well, and David Brooks comes in and got a lot of quality on there, and he gets the second goal, and Southampton get probably a deserved win in the end. A good performance from Southampton and an important win. Russ Martin looks really pleased with that, understandably so. Just have a look at the numbers and see if that chimes with my kind of take on the game. 62-38 to Southampton on the possession. 1.46, 0.68 on the XG. 13 shots to 9 to Southampton. 4 shots to 2 on target. Big chances, 3 to 2. Pretty much all the stats you'd want to be in your favour are in the favour of Southampton, which leaves our Championship League table looking a little bit like that. Southampton back in to second place. 1 defeat in 23 games, despite that undefeated streak ending in midweek. They are right back on the horse. And that, as you can see on the table there, is the 20th league win in the EFL Championship for the Saints this season. Let's go to some comments to close this out. There you go. Great show. You are a legend. Thank you. Good commentary, Ben. Thanks. What else have we got in the chat? Give me your thoughts. Of just people saying nice things. Well, thank you so much. There we go. Great response to Tuesday. Potentially a bit of a statement win. Potentially. And I think we'd all looked at those two fixtures for Southampton this week, and you probably would have had it the other way around. But maybe you might have had Southampton slipping up at West Brom, but beating Bristol City. They've got through it with 3 points across the two games. They will take it, won't they? Awesome stream. A few likes off 150. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you, Marlon. Thank you, everybody in the chat. A big win for Southampton. We're going to be right back here once again tomorrow lunchtime, where we may well see Leeds retake second place. They go to Plymouth. Come and join us for that. We'll be live from 12:15. We'd love to see as many of you again as possible. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Don't forget, get your Match Bingo card. Tomorrow you can play for free on Match Bingo for Brentford Liverpool in the 12:30 kickoff in the Premier League. You can also play bingos for free at 3 p.m. And look down at the bottom there. Get yourself one of these bad boys, a case of beer from Beer 52. It's free. You just have to pay the postage, $5.95. www.beer5252.com/Bloom. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And it is a lovely good night and over and out from me.